Which homegirls got their podcast out here, Mr. Lee?
Antisocialites. Antisocialites, that's what.
Hey guys, it's your girl Momo, and I'm here rocking with the Antisocialites. I love you guys. Stay light.
Yeah, ain't nothing, no, it's your boy Shifty. I'm here hanging out with the Antisocialites. I'm my thing. Girl, if you like.
What it do, man? It's the Kid, double MG's on Fat Trail, and right now you're locked into the Antisocialites.
Much Money Lewis, and I'm here with the awesome, incredible Antisocialites. Peace.
It's the Love King Raheem Devon. You know what it is. I'm in Miami on the Lodo with the Antisocialites.
It's Jizzle. We out here, Miami, Art Basel, wrapping it up with the Antisocialites. You feel me?
The Kid prospecting right now. We rocking out with the coolest podcast in Miami, the Antisocialites. You did.
It's your boy Billy Blue. Shouts out to the Antisocialites. Get your mind right before you get left. Check them out. Let's get it.
Yo, this your boy Prez P, and you already know I fuck with the Antisocialites, man.
Hey, Big Baby Drum here. You already know I'm fucking with the Antisocialites. You know what I mean?
Here's a war stage right here.
Subscribing everybody's H Martinez. I'm hanging out with my girls. The Antisocialites right here.
Antisocialites? All right, cool.
What's up, what's up? You are tuned into the Antisocialites podcast. It's your girl, Just Fee.
And it's your girl, Vina Nine.
And today we are sitting in the studio with Rico Love himself.
The one and only.
Turn the lights on.
I wanted to say it, man.
Oh,
you too slow? I'm going to say it anyway. Turn the motherfucking lights on.
So, thank you for letting us come through and talk to you. It was really exciting to see you in action last night. I'm not gonna lie, at the Tech Beats and Bites, the Winwood Yard.
I'm like,
where was you at last night?
Everywhere.
No, because I'm like
don't get me in trouble.
Studio.
But this is like the second time that I've been able to see you speak on a platform.
Okay.
So when I say in action, I just mean like dropping knowledge and all that.
Yeah.
But there were some points that I wanted to talk about. For everyone that doesn't know, Tech Bites and Beats is a new concept. Chef Teach from World Famous House of Mac and Digital Grass brought you in to kind of talk about what technology is doing with music. Mm-hmm. One of the things, you said three things, but I want to go into one. You said that you talked about how streaming and social media plays such a big role into music today, and that artists' business acumen needs to incorporate all that.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that a little bit?
What it is, I think now, we haven't figured out how people are actually getting paid on the royalty and publishing side. So if you don't know, like obviously your mechanical and your performance or whatever is coming from, radio airplay. Mm-hmm. But if you think about it, Spotify is the biggest radio station in the world at this point. Pandora is one of the biggest radio stations in the world, if you think about it. Because I know most people now, there are several people I know who only listen to Pandora, several people I know who only listen to Spotify. So, and now they're having playlists, they're having podcasts as well. They're starting to do all types of different things to interact with people. So the question now for the artist, for the producer, for the writer, is how are you going to be able to make money? If millions and millions and millions of people are listening to your song every day, you deserve to get paid for it, especially if somebody's getting a check. Mm-hmm. So I think the question is, how do we break down and understand? Because I don't hear record companies complaining the way they used to. So that lets me know they're getting money too.
They're getting
because I've heard so many artists say, well, I'm not getting deals like I used to, and music is different, and no one's buying albums, but the streaming has changed a lot.
Streaming has changed so much that streaming has knocked out downloads, and physical copies are selling more than downloads are selling now.
Wow.
Yeah, and what's happening now, you're starting to see vinyl be introduced because of the new generation of kids who actually want to see a vinyl. You're seeing a lot of kids, hopefully it's a new generation that ushers in of kids who just say, I want physical copies. Like, that's the cool thing to do. I would love for that to happen. But I'm seeing that the streaming is just like a whole new force.
Yeah.
If you think about it, if you have... let's just throw out a number. If you got 75 million subscribers to Spotify, I don't know if that's the exact number, but let's say it's 75 million subscribers. So basically, Spotify is selling 75 million albums per month. If you want to put it in perspective, that means that every month somebody's spending $11.99 or $15.99 or $21.99 subscription based upon whatever they decided to, or whatever package they decided to buy. Then that's how many they're selling per month. That's like unheard of. I don't know if the record business has ever even made that ever. So I feel like now it's time to figure out how it's divvied, how do they pay labels per play, how do labels pay publishers per play, how do artists get paid per play. So it's one of those things that's difficult to tell. It's going to take a lot of studying. I think the FBI is involved. Seriously, I don't know when I said that people laugh.
I'm laughing.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Because they control that, like the RIAA and all those people. Remember when a long time ago DJ Drama and Cannon got locked up?
Was it just them two?
It was just them two. They got locked up because they were selling the mixtapes.
Yeah, they changed the mixtape thing completely.
Because the FBI locked them up. It wasn't local police.
It was,
like, you know, that's serious.
They couldn't figure out how they...
Yeah, how they going to make their money, how they going to pay for people, you know, and things like that.
Damn.
Which, that was hating anyway, because the thing about it was
government.
the most
the
incredible
mixtapes
for
was
them.
lit.
Yeah.
Mixtapes was so lit. It was I think that changed the game for the music industry too, because people stopped focusing so much on actual CDs.
I think more so DJs stopped focusing on it because they were afraid of what happened to them. No name guys didn't care. They knew they were just selling like mixtape. But as far as one group of guys charging people to put out their mixtape and actually selling it and not paying, like when you're actually selling something, it's different now. You know what I mean? Because you're making a profit.
Yeah, you're making money. That's when taxes get involved. All of that.
Yeah, and then the government doesn't like that. So.
Really, it wasn't even just about taxes. It was about the RIAA.
Oh yeah,
because people need to be paid for their time. So a lot of people were complaining. I remember speaking to DJ Toomp once years ago, and he was like, "I don't like mixtapes because they'll use my beats and don't pay me for it." I'm like, I just thought it was good for the culture personally, so that thing didn't bother me. But I'm sure it was many people like him who were complaining, which forced their hand, and he had to go and take action.
You just spoke on something like producers complaining about people like taking their beats and things like that, and with streaming or getting it off of YouTube and those type of things. Has it become harder to? I mean, not for you, but up and coming artists. Do you think it's harder for them to get their music out there and actually get paid for it?
I mean, getting paid is one thing, but getting your music out there is the easiest thing in the world now. You can get the eye of anybody now. You could tweet a person in your song and they could sit on a plane with nothing else to do and listen to it.
Are you one of those people?
So, yeah, I listen to music all the time. You know, when people send me stuff, a lot of times it's not good. You know what I mean? So you don't really, but every once in a while you find some people that's really good. But most times, it's really bad, you know? I think talented people protect their music a lot more. And I think that people who aren't as talented send it to everybody, and you know, so it's difficult. It's just like this, like when you go to, when people say it's hard to find talent on like a reality show where they trying to make it in a band or something like that, it's because really, really talented people a lot of times, now they found a lot of talented people on those shows, but really, really talented people are like, I'm not going to sit in a line to do that, you know? So a lot of times, yeah, I want to be great. So a lot of times, the people that are of substance and people are the game changers. I haven't seen a game changer come out of reality show since Carrie Underwood. You know what I mean? Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, okay.
American Idol, but when it was American Idol,
that was early.
It was still new.
Yeah, now it's not really game changers that's going to, because a guy like Black is not gonna go to a guy like Bryson Tiller is not gonna go and show up and say, "Oh, let me audition." Now he respects his art too much, and he don't want to. He wouldn't cheapen his brand. So I think when it comes to sending me music and stuff like that, a lot of times the people who are super talented, ever so often you'll find them, but most times those guys are in their room, you know, being weird and shit.
We see you on social media a lot, and even JD was on the Breakfast Club the other day, and he was talking about like he finds a lot of artists online. Is that how you A&R or find your artists right now?
No, people send me stuff that's great. Like I found my artist Texas, like somebody tagged me in her video.
Okay.
I literally thought it was Beyonce singing.
Okay.
And I was kind of annoyed, like, why are you sending me Beyonce singing a song?
Right.
Then I looked deeper and I was like, oh, that's not even Beyonce. And I couldn't believe that a girl was that clean vocally and nobody had ever. I was like, well, I don't understand why this girl's not signed. So I reached out to her on a Friday, and that Monday she was on a plane.
What is that Rico Love approach? Like, hey,
no,
I like
super real. I don't have no ego.
Yeah.
I told her, you are incredible. I'm not trying to holler at you. I'm not trying to be in your DMs to take you on a date. No, it's my exact words. Exact words. Because, you know, she's a beautiful girl. You know, body's crazy.
Yeah, she's from Dallas?
She's from Dallas.
Yeah,
she's super strapped, body crazy. So, you know, first thing guys do in the DMs is I was like, look, I'm just 100% business. I don't want no problems. All I want to do is just make music with you. Can you come down? She's like, yep. Came down. We cut 4 records in one night. She went back home the next day. We got like 15 records cut right now. So right now what I'm doing is just giving her to the world and letting people hear her and building her own following. Now she's building her own following.
You recently just had the Next Level Music Conference. You were a part of that. It seems like you're in the giving spirit of just giving platforms to people to be able to soak up knowledge, but also meet you or meet, other people that want to sign. Where does that come from? Because you don't find a lot of, producers, songwriters, singers giving back in that way.
I think when people are frustrated with the game, all they do is complain. These artists don't appreciate this, or they don't work hard, or they don't study, or they don't appreciate the game, or they don't respect the business. I feel that way. So instead of just talking about it, I said, well, what can I do to help reinforce the principles that I was raised off? So why not teach it to people and just teach people how to be great or how to want to be great, or show them what greatness looks like so that they can look and realize that, like, I don't care how much money you think your favorite artist is making right now. If you don't respect the business, if you don't respect his craft, he won't thrive in music. Now, these guys can make a ton of money, invest in some other stuff and do great, but I'm guaranteeing you, 20 years from now, they will not be legends and they will not be able to eat off music if they don't respect the art. And they're just throwing up shots that just, like I said, if you shoot a shot from half court and you make it, the crowd going crazy.
Yeah.
But you got shooting up from half court.
Right.
You can't shoot no layup.
That's not easy.
You can't shoot no three-pointer, a regular three-pointer, and say to yourself, oh, why they not going crazy? Nah, bro, you a half court nigga.
Yeah.
We need that. So the theatrics is all good and to have those, but I'd rather the guy who practiced the three-pointer from the three-point line and consistently can make it. Because there's going to be 100 of y'all that come along. Y'all each got 3 points. That dude got 60. So we want to make sure that people learn and respect the art. And that's so instead of me sitting around complaining, I said, let me do something about it,
And is that something that has transitioned into the
We Love Music Conference? We Love Music Conference. Just here, July 14th and 15th in Indianapolis. We're bringing out, this year I got Trina, I got Pleasure P, I got Tammy Rivera, who is a part of a reality show.
Heard it. I was Waka's wife. Tripping, like,
who's a part of a reality show, something that I'm kind of against. So to have her there was me saying, that's how dedicated and talented she is for me to say, look, she takes it serious, and I want to talk about her transition from reality show to artist at the conference because she's actually talented. I'm executive producing her album. I'm executive producing Pretty Ricky's album, The Comeback album. I'm doing I executive produced Trina's album, so I just had them all come down. Ludacris is going to be there. Danger's going to be there. Brian Michael Cox is going to be there. Byron Trice is going to be there. Rob Marks, one of the greatest mix engineers in the game right now. He's going to be there showing people how to improve their sound, showing how to make their kicks hit harder, how to make their 808s have more roundness to it, how to make the percussion and give it the right reverb. So it's not just some fluff. It's not just a guy coming up there and saying, hey guys, you should do your music. And no, we want to teach you how to actually be good at it and how to, like if you shoot a jump shot 100 times a day the wrong way, even if you make it a few times, you're just teaching yourself how to miss. Yeah. But if I show you the right way to hold the ball and the right way to shoot, then now when you go home and practice, you're practicing how to perfect the right shot.
That is right.
What you're focusing on more so is the actual behind the scene components of being an artist.
Not even just that though.
Or the all around.
Because even this year we're focusing on artist development and how to figure out who you are as an artist and as a brand. That's why I invited Ludacris, because I want Luda to talk about all right, cool. As being a new artist, when he came in the game with Fantasy and Fat Rabbit and all those records, he was so different than everything that everybody else was doing. So how do you consistently selling 6-7 million albums, singles going crazy, videos were so different, and he was fun and he was just unique. All right, how do you pick records? How do you pick beats? What do you listen for that jumps out to you that makes it unique to your sound? So that artists can say, all right, cool, I'm not going to be able to do it the exact same way Luda did it, but I can pick out some of those key components so that I can apply it to myself.
That just strikes something in me because, in our field, you have people that use social media to pop, but sometimes people are looking at what other people are doing to be able to incorporate it into theirs. So like, what do I need to do? Oh, that person made a funny video. Should I do that? That doesn't translate in music.
Or shorty got a bikini line, so let me do a bikini line because I'm popular.
So
and not understanding that this person really works hard to develop.
So you're saying that with music, it's also like just because that person popped because of that, there's still some strategy behind it, and it still has to relate to your process.
Yeah, your process got to be you. You can't just say, "Oh, they did it like this, so I'm doing it." If that was the case, everybody would have been made it because they would just follow Puff's template,
right?
Follow Usher's template, or follow Russell's template. It's just about how do I apply what the mistakes that they made and the successes they had to my life. How do I use that and borrow from that to, apply to what I'm trying to do?
But the thing is, right now, it seems as if though a lot of artists or people are using social media and they're following suit and they're doing the same thing, that nothing different is coming out of music right now.
Yeah,
everybody pretty much sounds the same.
And that's fine. Let everybody do their thing and let them all mimic each other. And then when they die, it's going to be a horrible death.
I heard you talking to Text Tone, maybe. I think it was Text Tone about there's no more stars. Like, people aren't stars anymore, and they don't have that star quality, nor is there, like, complete albums. Like, they're not taking the time to put the process together. Is that something that you're going to try to bring back with, like, Texas? And
I don't even like bringing it back. I focus on those attributes, and I try to give that type of knowledge and be that type of mentor to them and show them what I feel like makes greatness. In the end, it's up to them to be able to decide who they want to be. But I look for people who respect leadership and respect my leadership and my guidance and accept it. If not, all I can do is give you my information on my 2 cents and what I've seen work. But also I got to let her be her so she can let me know what works for her. It's all about making a perfect marriage and allowing a person to say, well, this is who I am. All right, cool. How can we make the best of what you are? I'm not trying to make you be somebody, but I do know that there's a certain standard and level that I want to hold all artists to. Like, getting up on the stage, like how I'm dressed right now in a hoodie and short, I could get them to do an arena like this nowadays.
Which used to be the case.
It never was the
Thanks,
case.
J. Cole.
Yeah. Like, no shade, but J. Cole got on the stage in basketball shorts and a t-shirt and rocked it.
Hair looking crazy, but
like he just rolled out of bed.
But honestly, it works for him and who he is, right? So I can respect it. But when he does it, I see it. I'm like, all right, cool. But that's who he is, and that's how he's comfortable, and his fans respect it. But I just think artists now are just not even trying. Obviously, we see the effort he puts in his music and his performance and in everything he does. So you can't say that J. Cole is not trying. But other artists just like, well,
J. Cole did it.
Let me just do this because or let me not try. Or it became like I went and hung out in this hipster club, quote unquote hipster club, and I thought like, all right, cool, it's gonna be enlightening, and these kids are gonna know they had no clue about music. They had a certain look and a mystique, and they did the certain drugs that were in right now. But I thought it was gonna be like these really, really smart kids that just knew a lot, and they were like, I thought it was gonna be 100 Pharrells. Right? Because Pharrell was
look like Pharrell, but they don't have the
But they don't have the mind. I thought it was like Lil Wayne. Like they didn't. How you don't respect Lil Wayne? And Lil Wayne created you.
Right.
Like that whole skinny pants. He was the one we made fun of him so bad at the Grammys when he came out and wore that shit. And that's your whole wave, and you don't even know who Lil Wayne is. You're a Hot Boy song. Like it's crazy. It blows my mind how arrogant this new generation is, and how they don't even. Anything that happened before them, it just doesn't even matter. They're like, we the wave now. It's cool,
so can you respect the artists like Lil Yachty or Uzi? I know I said this, but can you respect the artist like that, even though he's an individual, but to the music, on a music standpoint, can you respect what he's doing?
I'm not a fan of the songs, right? But I'm always a fan of a kid that's not robbing somebody and they actually doing music and doing something to progress their life. But what I don't honor is when you say things like Biggie was overrated, or I don't know no Biggie songs, or I don't. Yeah. I just wouldn't admit that. Yeah. I just don't understand. And the way you're saying it is in an arrogant way. It's not in an embarrassed, like, I'm sorry, but I just never got into it. It's like, I don't know that shit. I don't fuck with that. Everybody don't gotta like that. It's like, but damn, bro, like, what you understand is for you to be able to do what you do now was because of these guys having to fight and fight and fight and fight to be accepted on mainstream. Yeah. And like this so it's an arrogant thing that I don't honor, I don't respect. But what you have to understand about ignorance is you'll never ever be able to get through to ignorance. They're gonna have to just keep living life and grow older and see how disrespectful they are. It's like sometimes your parents told you certain things and you're just like,
You don't realize until
You
later
realize-
on.
Yeah, like imagine I bust my ass every day at work and I walk into my son's room, is dirty, and all he's just sitting in a mess, like we didn't work our ass off to get to live in his house.
Yeah.
So I never understood that. My mother was getting so upset. I'm like, it's just my room. What are you tripping about?
Right.
So those guys are gonna have to go through that moment in their own lives. I could say to you that's disrespectful, and they could say, well, and it's a whole generation of people who follow them and who think that even right now it'll be like some kid, some 19-year-old kid who's hearing me saying this right now and will say I'm hating.
Yeah, like he doesn't know.
Because he's stupid. He's only been here 19 years. Won't be mad at you for being ignorant.
Right.
But it's just certain levels of respect. And there wasn't many OGs to show them. It was just guys who are, even now, bro, it's a lot of just dick rider artists who are trying to stay on and stay relevant. So they hold on to these kids who don't respect the business, but they'll do a feature with them. They'll jump out on their show.
And they're
They'll
not
do
holding
it
them accountable.
because they don't care. All they worried about is how can I stay relevant?
Yeah,
if I gotta hold on to this kid to be relevant, then I'm gonna do it. So I mean, even those guys, they fucking dickheads too.
Yeah.
But it's fine, whatever. Everybody gonna see in due time, and it don't matter. Like you could say, I'm popping. All right, cool. Everybody, what will your name mean 20 years from now?
Your legacy.
Yeah, and if you don't care about that, that's fine because it won't matter because nobody will care about you either. So
Right. And I think your foundation, I mean, let's not take away your accomplishments as a singer, songwriter, producer, your Grammys that you've won. You worked with Beyonce, Usher, all of that. Like, I think that gives you the right to be able to talk about a lot that you do now.
we all got the right to say whatever. You got a right to be a dumbass if you want to.
But you can't teach nobody nothing. You don't
can't,
have the right to
but-
teach.
Yeah, you don't have the right to teach unless you want to teach them how to be stupid, and then you can have that right.
Yeah, of
But what I'm
course.
saying is, whatever you want to be it. Because just know that there's a small window that you're gonna have to be that. Now, if you work your ass off and you're humble and you bust your ass, you're gonna be around.
Gotcha.
But if not, a lot of this music that you're making, if there's no growth coming soon, over time,
It'll just phase out.
it'll phase out. But this new generation is kind of like, they're not educated anyway as far as music is concerned and the fans, but it don't matter. You're going to grow out of it. You're going to grow up, and I don't believe that a lot of these records, when a guy's 35, 40 years old, he's going to sit back and say, I still like this.
Yeah, like, that's my jam.
Royalty checks won't last as long as...
It could. The royalty checks could. Like, you never know. I'm not trying to say, I don't want to make it about,
money.
when I say about being around, I don't mean about money. I mean
Just
being
relevant.
around and
Just
mattering.
being here and people caring
Biggie
about
gonna
you.
always matter. I don't care if his estate is worth $50 billion or worth $50. He matters. Tribe Called Quest is gonna always matter. So if you make things about money, is an asshole right now that could be the richest motherfucker in the world. So that don't mean that he's got respect in the people. There's a lot of guys who are super rich who wish they had the respect of some people who don't have a quarter of the success they have.
So, okay, you're talking about money. So, if to go off topic and into something else, Remy and Nicki. Remy came back, she's spitting bars, she's hot, she's making a name. Nicki flipped it and made it more so about money. And people are saying that it doesn't matter. Like, she's not spitting the bars that she needs to spit to compete with Remy.
Did she flip it? Did she really flip it and make it about money?
I feel like she did. She made it about hit records.
I feel like, but I think that's always been her lane.
She just used that as her position to battle this girl.
That's what I think was
so I
bad.
don't feel like she used money. No, this is how I'm gonna battle you. This
Yeah.
is what I'm gonna fight with you with. All right, so nobody's saying nothing about about Remy mentioning her brother who was accused of pedophile. You know, like that wasn't everybody ignoring that. So you don't think that using that was kind of
off limits?
Like let's just play the whole thing. If you want to talk about what's what, you're saying that because she got a brother who she loves, she's saying you paid for his wedding and that's her brother. You know what I mean? Do you think now? If Nicki was saying I was there while he was allegedly assaulting little girls, or I knew about it, or something like that, then all right, cool. So what's off limits now? If that's not off limits, then I don't think Nicki Minaj said, because at this point now you took it so personal. Now in my mind, I don't think Nicki's thinking about. At this point, I want to kill you. At this point, I want to ruin you. So whatever I got to do to ruin you because you went somewhere that was very personal. When Jay-Z said left condoms in your baby seat, everybody was like, whoa, Jay.
You took it too far.
You took it too far.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, my unbiased opinion, because I'm not friends with neither one of them, but my unbiased from watching it from outside looking in, I'm like, well, I've heard all of Remy go at Nicki for a long time.
Like almost a year.
Yeah, a long time. And I think that when Nicki dropped the Make Love verse, people were acting like, whoa, where did this come from? It's like, I don't know if y'all know it or not, but on that Wait a Minute record, Remy went crazy on Shorty. And then you can say, oh, if I was talking about, I would have said her name. Come on. You know.
Yeah, she was playing a little to I think.
Yeah, so if we're going to talk about she used money, that's what she can say.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that I've accomplished a lot in life. And every rapper, every song they say is, I'm shining on these niggas, I'm getting more money than you and them. So why not in real life, you could say, yeah, by the way, the numbers don't lie. When you was free, when you was in the game, thriving, you didn't reach the bottom of my, peak, So, and that's just true. It is what it is. So that don't have nothing to do with going either way or picking a side. The facts are the facts. So if you say, well, if she gonna use the hits, she didn't just use the hits. When she said felon and fell on, like that was, she was using wordplay. And what I liked about what Nicki did was she posted the lyrics. So when I read them, I had a little bit more respect for her. And then she did it the right way. She said, all right, cool. I'm gonna make a hit out of it. Cause how much better is it to win a battle than to say, every time I get in the car, I gotta hear frauds. No frauds. Every time I go to the club, I hear no fraud. Every time I go, my kids, people riding on the street, that record is everywhere.
Yeah.
And then it's breaking records, and this girl, everywhere you look up, now she's on this record with this one, and this record on this one, and this one. It's like, all right, cool. So if you want to battle, then I'm gonna show you how I battle, because it ain't just about bars with me, because I'm a superstar.
Got you.
If you want me to tie my hair up and put Vaseline on my face and fight with you, that's not gonna happen.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. So, and if and whatever is whatever, she going to and ask Kim. Did she ever make one song bars about Kim? She just went at Kim on every single song. When did you hear Nicki make a 5-minute diss track about Lil' Kim? No, she never did. She just went and never would. She just went and made it just do jabs at Shorty. Yeah. Kim made a lot of records going at her in a Black Friday and all that stuff.
She went out her time.
Yes, but she didn't do that. That never was a part of her arsenal. She just was like, all right, cool hits.
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
All right, so you're not originally from Florida. You were born in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
What got you to Miami to live out here?
What got me to Miami? My girlfriend was living here.
Okay.
So my management. It was I was living in LA, so my management that I ended up meeting later. I just heard about Jim Johnson because I was at a conference at EMI and they kept talking about Jim Johnson. Like every song, every label would come up presenting like this one Jim Johnson did, this one Jim Johnson did. So I told Big John like, yo, I want to work with with Jim Johnson. I'm a big fan. I had never was familiar with him, but I just knew everybody was called his name. So I came out. I had them fly me out here I was living in LA at the time, and I came out here and linked up with him, but it wasn't convenient because my girlfriend was here, so I would just be able to see her, hang out with her, work, and then I ended up getting out here and really liking it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is my home.
This your home, and you went to FAMU, right?
Yeah.
It's just so crazy that there's a lot of talent in South Florida from FAMU. You got Felicia Monet from 99 Jams. You have Tabby Bonet that went to FAMU. That's up in DC. You have DJ Fly got Common was there. What was there like a secret sauce at FAMU? Like what? Like what happened?
It's the rattle.
You know what's crazy? Me and Fly Guy went to school at the same time too. I think he was like a year or two before me, but we all ran around the same. I don't want to say same circle, but we saw each other. We knew each other from then, back when he used to rap and everything. But it's a lot of, I don't know, man. I just think a lot of HBCUs. If you go back and look at a lot of HBCUs, a lot of successful people that come from there in all fields. So.
We're products from HBCU.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Love my HBCU.
Yeah. I went to Claflin in South Carolina. It's very small.
Yeah, another small one, Florida Memorial. The only HBCU in South Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. But no, you were talking last night as well about being able to live in Miami, leave, do business, and it's always a great city to come back to. I think the culture is a big deal here too. Yeah. There's so many different cultures. And have you found working with artists down here being easier, or are you looking outside of Florida? No. So I know you found old girl from Texas.
Yeah, as far as when it comes to talent, I don't care where you're from, where you live. I don't look for places.
All right.
If I find you and you're dope and I think you're incredible, let's work. I think people get too caught up in, I want to find some talent in here.
Yeah.
If they dope and they here, let's find them, but if not.
But there was a time where you didn't want to work with, or you didn't want to write anymore. Or like
what
write
it
with
was,
artists.
I didn't want to work with artists for a while. I took 2.5, almost 3 years off from writing songs for artists. And it was because they wanted to, like I would create things for people, and then you would like think, all right, cool, we got this sound, and then they would want to be something else, and I was just like, well, let's just be great. So it's just kind of frustrating not being able to control my own destiny.
So what jump
writing
started?
6 or 7 songs for people, and then they picking up the single, and the single being a hit, and then they thinking, all right, well, we had a huge hit, let's follow up with this because we got our own sound, and then they saying, we're gonna go this way. It's just like, that's their right, but it's just a little frustrating when you put your years of your life into developing these records and these ideals and these principles, and then they veer off against, like, I think Puff motivated us so much when we did Last Train in Paris, and he was just about making something that was so incredible, and it was probably one of the most incredible albums I've ever been a part of, but it broke my heart when he put out Coming Home, because it was like, what's this, bro? This safe. Like, you got Shades, you got, Yeah, You Would, like, we got records on here that's that groundbreaking. So it broke my heart when he went with Coming Home. And I was just like, what? What is this? Like, this is not Last Train to Paris. I'm trying to sell albums.
Right.
I'm trying to get on the radio, and it hurt me. That's my big brother, and I love him so much, so I don't feel bad saying that. But those type of things I can't control, so that gets frustrating. So me doing my record was just one thing that I can control. I can control me.
Yes.
Whether it was successful or not, that's fine. But I know that I made an incredible body of work, and I can control what went out, So at the end of the day, my love for production and writing just never died. So I'll never stop. But I just took a break, and it just kind of like, the worst part about that break though was when I left, when I stopped writing for other people, I was songwriter of the year. I didn't fall off. I didn't like, it wasn't like
a pause. Like,
it wasn't like, oh, I'm trying and then I just liking my songs. It was never that. So I think a lot of times you take a break, a lot of people in the industry especially, but it's always like a nobody A&R who nobody ever heard of, and who's just like totally.
Hey, it's your girl Just Fee. And it's your girl Vina Nine. And you are now locked in with us, the Antisocialites.
So turn up the volume and just chill out.
Because each and every week,
we're coming with that real talk.
Conversations with Miami's business owners, artists, behind-the-scene nightclub professionals,
as well as social activists, community leaders, and aspiring artists.
Real talk from two cool chicks curating Miami's cultures, arts, and lifestyles.